If you're looking for the best gaming PC build to play Fortnite at 1080p, this video is gonna be for you. I will start making videos about the best PC builds for different games, so let me know in the comment section which game you want me to do next. You will have all the components to this system down below in the video description, and the most important part, if you play Fortnite, let's say at 1440p or 4K, you will also have my website where you can find the best PC build for your budget and favorite game. It's really easy to do. You just click your favorite game, click your budget, and you will have the estimated FPS for your favorite game while getting the PC that you need. That being said, let's start. Fortnite, it's actually a game that it's really easy to run, but at the same time it's not. With the new Unreal Engine 5, it's actually not that easy to run at ultra settings, but keep in mind that this system is going to be high FPS at competitive settings. That way you can get the highest refresh rate experience possible, so you can buy a 1080p 144Hz monitor or even a 240Hz one if you really wanted to. And of course, if you want to play at high settings, this one will be able to run the game at around 100 plus FPS, but we are talking about high settings, so the game will look amazing. For the CPU, I picked the Ryzen 5 5600. This one is $140 and it's a 6-core 12-thread processor, definitely more than enough not to bottleneck the GPU, and you can even make the case and go with a lower end CPU like the Ryzen 5 5500 and still get great FPS, especially if you're on a tight budget. But the 5600, it's all that you're going to need at this price point. For the CPU cooler, you will use the stock cooler from AMD. Now, if you want a more quiet experience, then yes, you're going to spend around $20 on an aftermarket CPU cooler, and you will have the link to the CPU cooler in the video description. For the motherboard, I picked the MSI B550M Pro VDH Wi-Fi. This one, like the name says, has Wi-Fi included, but once again, if you want to save up money because you don't need Wi-Fi, you can get a motherboard for around $100 for the same performance. It's nothing crazy, but it is going to be enough for a gaming PC build. For the memory kit, I picked the silicon powered RGB 16GB of RAM 2x8. This means that it's dual channel. I decided to make this whole system an RGB PC. If you don't want RGB, that's totally fine. You will actually be saving some money. Consider RGB if you really like the aesthetics. For the storage, I picked the Team Group MP33 512GB of SSD. This one is only $29, and if you play other titles that are actually heavy in storage, let's say for example Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA 5, those games are easy to run and you will be able to run it on this system, but they are heavy when it comes to storage. So if you play those type of titles, then go with 1TB of SSD instead of 500GB, and you will be spending around 25 extra bucks. For the graphics card and the most important component on a gaming system, especially for Fortnite, we have the MSI Radeon RX 6650 XT. Now, Nvidia used to be the clear winner for Fortnite a couple months ago, but now it seems like it's fixed. It used to be that when you had an AMD GPU and play with either DX11 or performance mode, you will have FPS issues, but right now that is fixed. Of course, I still recommend you playing with DX12, that way you get the best performance, and in competitive settings you will actually get more than 240 FPS on average, which is really high FPS for a PC that is not too expensive considering today's market. But of course, if you want to try DX11 and performance mode to see which one is the best for you, go ahead and do it. For the case, I picked the Deepcool Matrix 40 with 3 pre-installed fans included. This one is only $52 and it comes with 3 RGB fans already pre-installed, and it also has pretty decent airflow for this type of PC. But if you want to go with high-end hardware in the future, just make sure the new GPU is going to fit inside this case. For the power supply, last but definitely not least, we have the Corsair BS500 500W 80 plus bronze power supply. This is not the best power supply out there by any means, but it's only $50, and for this type of hardware is definitely more than enough. This system, by the time that I'm recording this video, it's $700, but the prices keep changing every single day, so maybe when you're watching this it's more expensive or it's cheaper, so I do recommend you checking the links in the video description for the latest pricing. So it's worth to say that this system, it's from around $700 all the way up to $750. I don't think it's going to be more expensive than $750, so just keep that in mind. If you want to make some upgrades right now, the biggest upgrade you can make is the GPU to the RX 6700 XT instead of the 6650 XT, but the 6700 XT, let me tell you, is more of a 1440p than a 1080p graphics card, so in that case, if you have a 1440p monitor, then it's actually worth the upgrade. But for 1080p, you will not notice the difference between the 6650 XT and the 6700 XT, because even if you have a 240Hz monitor, this GPU already can handle 240 plus FPS, so your eyes won't be able to see the difference between 240 and let's say 300. And if you want a system that performs similar for a cheaper price, I recommend you downgrading the CPU to the Ryzen 5 5500. Once again, you're not going to notice a big difference, but it is going to drop some performance. And then I recommend you downgrading the motherboard, so you will be saving around $50, and at the end you will get a system that performs really similar to this one for around $650. Now, if you need to buy an Nvidia GPU because you need an Nvidia GPU, then you will have the alternative once again in the video description. But if you want the same performance as the 6650 XT on the Nvidia GPU, it's going to be much more expensive, and at those price points you can get a better AMD graphics card and get better FPS than Nvidia. But again, it's really up to your wallet and up to your needs, so I will give you two Nvidia alternatives, one that's the same price as the 6650 XT and the other one that is going to give you the same performance but a higher price. Don't worry if you got lost, you will have everything that you need in the video description with text as well. And if you're looking to buy a pre-built PC instead of a PC build because maybe you don't want to build it yourself, and I completely understand you, then you have in the top right of the screen the top 5 best pre-built PCs for 2023, where you can find excellent gaming systems for Fortnite where you don't have to build it yourself. If you got value out of this video, leave a like and subscribe, but most importantly hit that bell button so you get notified when I upload this type of content, which I do from 3 to 5 times a week. Thank you guys for watching, thank you for your support, and I will see you on the next one.